screen, I'm snipped in the first question here, and the K value is 1/2. What is
Okay.
the effect on volume?
The
with K?
volume is cubed.
Cube. So you have to cube the top number and the bottom number.
So that's 1/8.
Perfect. All right, nice and easy to get started here. All right, now the next question is a rectangular pyramid, and we're going to find its volume. Okay, so the volume of a rectangular pyramid. So again, these are sometimes tough to draw, but this is the rectangular is the base, and it's 16 by 12. What is the area of the base?
The area of the base is base times height.
16 times 12, right?
Yes.
Okay. The height, okay, the height is 12. And you like that goes to all the corners there, right? You see
I thought
that?
the height was 17.
Sorry, 17. Thank you. Okay. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So in your problem, it's 1/3 16 times 12, and the height is
17.
17. So grab your calculator, give that a try, please.
$1,088.
Okay, and it's meters cubed because it's meters times meters times meters. You follow that?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Next question here is identify the volume of a regular triangular pyramid. So this time the base is a triangle. Okay, and each side is 14. So you're going to want to go find the area of a triangle with each side.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to get that number, whatever it is, and then you multiply by the height 9. Yeah, this is the height equals 9 on this thing.
All right.
So go ahead and get that number.
$588.
For the whole thing, or?
Yes, for the whole thing.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Wow, you're really moving fast. Okay, sounds good. That's really good. The next question is a composite shape. And a composite shape means it's like a couple of shapes together. All right. So here, there's a cube. What's the volume of a cube?
It is base times height times length.
So 6 times 6 times 6.
Yes.
Okay, and then we need to add to it the volume of the pyramid. So the pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base. So the base is this rectangle here. Can you see that? Or I'm sorry, that's square. It's actually a square. The area of the square is 6 times 6, and the height is
8.
Very good. So here's your calculation: cube plus pyramid.
$312
Okay.
is my final answer.
312 feet cubed. Very good. Right. So the next two are cones. The party hat, or the golf courses, they give you a cone as a drinking cup next to a water cooler. So the cone looks like this. Okay. The height in here is 15. The diameter is 18. The volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, what is the radius?
The radius is 9.
Okay, and what's the height?
The height is 15.
Okay, so give me your final answer rounded to 1 decimal place, please.
Okay. 1,272.3.
Perfect. This is going really fast. Next question here is also a cone. All right, so it says the base this time, right down here, the area of the base, which is a circle, is 25 pi. What's the formula for the area of a circle?
It's pi r squared times
Perfect.
h.
Nope, that's
Oh, pi
volume.
r squared, sorry.
Yep. So you can divide both sides by pi.
Your r and r equals 5.
Okay, so r equals 5 meters. The height is 3 times the radius. So how tall is this thing?
That would be 15.
15 meters. Now, like you said, the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. So you have those values. You have a radius of 5 and a height of 15. Give me your answer rounded to 1 decimal place, please.
Okay. $392.7.
Perfect. All right, any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, very good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is volume and surface area of a hemisphere or spheres. There's a lot of spheres in the world, like the Earth,
The globe.
the globe, yeah, the
Orbs. I don't know.
golf balls.
Tennis balls, basketballs, volleyballs.
All right, so let's start with volume. Now I've been giving you all the formulas. These are not like formulas that are hidden. They're very, very well known. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so the radius here is 15.
So wait, why is it in this case 4/3, not 1/3?
You know, it's derived from advanced math that you're not quite up to.
Okay.
It's and even those students sometimes don't understand. We're giving you the formula. You know, we're saying, okay, here is a hammer this nail in. Don't care where it came from, just do it.
Okay.
Okay, now they want the answer in terms of pi, which means you should leave pi over here. The only thing you should put into your calculator if you need to is this right here.
Okay. $14,137.2.
I'm sorry, I put a pi in here. That was a mistake.
No. That is the final answer. I put the pi outside.
Okay, but it's 4/3 times 15 cubed.
Yes.
And what's your answer?
It's 14,137.2.
Try again.
And I don't have to put the pi in the outside the parentheses. Like I can just get rid of.
Don't put the pi in your calculation.
Okay, so that's what I did wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So I get 4,500.
4,500 pi. That what I was trying to say is the answer is gonna have a pi. So just
Oh, I didn't understand that.
okay. So a similar problem. I want you to calculate the volume of the sphere, and then I'll give you the formula for surface area. So the volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. So again, like your answer is going to have a pi next to it.
$972 pi.
Okay. Now the surface area is 4 pi r squared. So again, it's going to have a pi next to it.
Okay, I get 82,447 point, 82,448.
Okay, so again, you're not supposed to put the pi in the calculation. Because it wants it in terms of pi, you're supposed to leave the pi out. You don't put the pi in the calculator. Just the other numbers.
Okay, so
So just like
324 pi.
yes, that's the answer. When it says in terms of pi or in terms of something, that means that something goes with it. Okay, new question here. It's related. And again, it's in terms of pi, so do not give me a decimal approximation. If I want a decimal approximation, I'll say round to the nearest something, but this one says in terms of pi. So this is a half sphere, right?
Yes.
So the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Well, since it's half, you cut that number in half. Okay, and the shortcut is that this becomes 2/3 pi r cubed. So again, your answer is going to have a pi. So you're going to do 2/3 times 18 cubed.
$3,888 pi.
Perfect. Okay. 3,888 pi inches cubed. Now the surface area is interesting because it's 4 pi r squared, but you cut that in half, right?
Yes.
Plus, what is this shape right here? What is that the shape of? If you cut a
Half a
orange,
sphere.
it's not half sphere. If you slice it, what does the slice look like?
The slice looks like
Have you ever sliced a lemon?
yes.
What does it look like when you slice it?
It looks like half of a circle.
It's a full circle.
Oh, oh,
What is the area of a circle?
your circle is pi r squared.
Okay, so notice this is 2 pi r squared plus pi r squared. This becomes 3 pi r squared. Okay, so the surface area of a half circle, the surface area of a half sphere is 3 pi r squared. So it's 3, and then your radius is 18 squared, and then you have a pi at the end.
$972 pi.
972 pi. Perfect. Okay. Very good. So next question is one of these K problems. Okay. All right. But to do this right, we're gonna actually make two of these. Okay. So a sphere has a radius of 7.
Is this a full sphere or a half sphere?
It says the full sphere.
Okay.
Okay, so the volume, I'm sorry, the surface area is 4 pi 7 squared. Okay. And then the radius is multiplied by 4. So over here, the radius is 28. So its surface area is 4 pi 28 squared. So both of these numbers are going to have a pi in it. So just give it to me with the pi.
Okay. So for the first sphere, which is the radius of 7, I get 196 pi.
Okay. And give me the same thing over here on the right.
I get 3,136 pi.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay. Now take the larger number and divide the smaller number. And you don't need to use the pi because they cancel out.
I'm left with 16.
Maybe we could have known that from the beginning. What's the value of K?
It's a squared,
and you square for area, so that's
16.
16. So just a reminder that that always works. You don't have to,
Does it work all the time or most of the time?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so here, this one's a little bit, it's the same type of question we just did. You just have to figure out the K. But then, so the radius goes from 3 to 10.
Hmm.
Okay, so the K is 10 divided by 3. Because if you take this 3 and multiply by 10 divided by 3, you get 10.
Yes.
Okay, and we're asking about the volume. So what do you do to the K value?
You cube it.
Cube it. Area, you square. So it's 10 cubed over 3 cubed.
Hmm.
So go grab your calculator and tell me what that ends up being.
I get 37.
Perfect. Is that difficult?
No.
It's more difficult, or it's more time consuming if you have to actually calculate it. And what most students do is they end up calculating it because they don't like want to believe this shortcut, this relationship. Okay, so this is the volume and surface area problem. It's a half sphere up top. So the volume of a half sphere is 2/3 pi r cubed, plus the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. I'm giving you the formulas because you could look these up, but there's really no reason for me to not just tell them to you. Okay, what is the radius of the half sphere?
3.
3. Okay, and then what is the height of this? It's
9.
9. Now, what's your answer in terms of pi? Okay, so you need to take these pi's out. Don't do them in the calculation.
Okay.
See, I'm just leaving that at kind of at the end.
Hmm.
You just need to do this part, and then you write pi with your answer.
Okay. I get 99 pi as my final answer.
Say that one more time.
99 pi.
Perfect. Yes, that is correct. All right. So believe it or not, that's another lesson.
Great.
Okay, so we're going to move on to one more thing. I don't know how much time we're going to keep going for, but we're going to just start it and see. We'll do the problems that are very much like the ones that we've already done, and we'll save the more difficult ones for later. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So first question here. We've already done one like it today. You've got to find the volume of this thing. So you've got to find the volume of the cube plus the volume of the pyramid. So what's the volume of the cube?
Base times height times length.
So it's 4.2 times 4.2 times 4.2, which we can write as 4.2 cubed.
Hmm.
The volume of the pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base. What's the area of the base, or what's the shape of it?
It's a square.
Square. So that's actually 4.2 squared, right? 4.2 times 4.2 times the height, which is
7.
all right. Go ahead and calculate that for me, please.
I get 115.2.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay. This problem wants you to identify the volume and the surface area of the sphere. I just want you to find the volume though. So here's the volume. Here's the question. Do you need the formula for volume of a sphere?
No.
Okay.
Oh, do I need, oh, yes, please. Sorry.
Okay, so it's 4/3 pi r cubed.
Okay. $18,432 pi.
Yes, and I really appreciate you saying the answer in terms of pi, like it says there. That's really critical. Good. Okay, we looked at this problem recently. It's a composite figure.
Mhm.
And so you got to find the area of the big slice of butter.
Well, we know it's length times width times height.
So
So that's
9,
983.
perfect. And then you subtract the part that's been cut out,
Which is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27.
or 3 cubed. Good.
189 is my final answer.
What are the units on that?
That would be,
it's a volume.
yeah, that would be meters cubed.
Perfect. So when you're talking to people though, the more common, and you didn't say anything wrong here, but like if you were talking to someone at an auto shop and you were like, they were like, well, hey, how much space does the interior of that Jeep have? And you would say, oh, it's 189 cubic meters. You generally say cubic meters, not meters cubed, when you're talking to people for some reason. I mean, I don't know why, but that is the convention that they've chosen. But both are correct.
Okay.
You could make the joke that there's unlimited volume in your Jeep because there's, when there's no roof on.
Yeah.
Okay, a rectangular prism. So here's your prism. It's got length 14, width 3.4, and height. Now I'm drawing height sort of on its side here of 11.6. What is the volume?
The volume is 14 times 3.4 times 11.6.
Perfect. All right, go ahead and give me that number, please. And give me the correct units here also with their final answer.
So I have 552.2 cubic meters. I mean centimeters, cubic centimeters.
Cubic centimeters or centimeters cubed. Perfect. Yeah. It's it's just like anything else. There's always like little nuances to the stuff that we do there. So this is a problem very much just like one we did earlier here. So it's a half sphere up top.
So 2/3 times pi r cubed.
Plus pi r squared h. And I mentioned this before, your pi is going to kind of be off to the side with your answer. Okay, so you want to give that a try, please?
Yes.
We should actually be able to get through all of this here in the next 10 minutes or so. So we're in good shape.
That's interesting. I get a decimal.
Well, it's possible, but is this what you entered into your calculator?
Yes.
Let me take a look here.
I get 53.33333, so 53.3 pi.
Yep, that works for me. All right, so the next one here is again similar to something that we did earlier, so I'll snip it in. There's really like sort of two aspects of geometry. There's like, hey, I've given you the figure or the shape, and then there's like, hey, you got to draw it. So this one's a rectangular pyramid, length 7, width 15, And then the height is 16 here.
Okay.
So do you remember the volume of a pyramid formula?
Uh,
So it's 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So the area of the base is 15 times 7. It's a rectangle.
Times 16.
Times 16.
I get 556. I mean 560
What are the units?
meters cubic meters.
So you can give me either. You can say meters cubed or cubic meters, but you don't want to be surprised if somebody you're talking to, says, hey Jan, how much, what's the area of the floorboard? And he says, oh, it's 32 square meters or 32 meters squared. You got to be able to go with both of them. All right, so the volume of a cone, the party hat, the dunce hat. Okay, it's got a diameter of 18 and a height of 15. Do you remember the volume of a cone formula?
There's base and then there's
So
height.
it's actually the same as this. It's 1/3 the area of the base times the height, but the base is a circle. So it's
That's the radius.
pi r squared times h. This one you can round to the nearest tenth.
I do not get a decimal place. I only get a whole number.
You got to put pi in this time. You can round to the nearest
Yes.
tenth. What do you get?
405 pi.
Again, so it doesn't say in terms of pi. If it's said in terms of pi, your answer is correct.
Oh, I can put in pi this time. That's
Yes,
what I was.
yes, that's the difference here.
Okay. Let me give you the real answer. 1,272.3 centimeters cubed.
Good. All right, the next question here. A cylinder has a radius of 5 and a height of 11. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. Now, see, it says to the nearest tenth.
Yes.
That means you're going to evaluate, including pi in your calculation.
863.9
Okay, and what are the units?
meters cubed.
Great. All right, so I think we've got just a handful of questions here left. So we'll work on these together, and we'll have made some good progress today, as always. All right, it says identify the lateral area and surface area of the right rectangular prism. So the prism, it looks like this, okay? And it's really a block, right? So this is 8, this is 9, and then this is 13. So the lateral area, I haven't really done this right. It's base. The base is this part right here. And so the lateral area is really, it starts with this front face. I'll show that in another color here. So what you've got to do is find the area of one of those. So the area of one of those is 8
times 9 times 13.
No,
Oh.
No, we're doing area. Area is
area.
Okay, so the area is 8 and 13, and there's 2 of those.
Okay.
Because you see there's a top and there's, in this case, top. I haven't drawn this great, but that's we'll deal with that. So the other one is 9 times 13, and there's 2 of those. See the right, and then there's one over here on the left.
Okay.
So again, like I'm not. What I don't like, because since I didn't draw it, is this is the front face. The front face is, well, depending on how you do it, it's 9, and then This is 8 and this is 13. Maybe that's more clear. And then the red is kind of there. Actually,
Okay, I get 442.
Okay, 442 sounds good to me. So the in surface area now, you have to add to it. You have to add to it the top and the bottom. So it's the lateral area, which you said is 442 plus 2 times 8 times 9.
Okay. $586.
Perfect. All right, so the next question here is a cone. Cone is also a funnel, but a funnel, as you know, has the part of it cut off, which makes what's called a frustrum. But what you care about here is you got a cone like this, diameter equals 20. And this time the slant height is 32. So the lateral area of the cone is pi RL. Okay, but this time it doesn't say in terms of pi, right? It just says find it. So you're going to round to the nearest tenth, but you're going to include the pi in your calculation. Like you're going to put that number into the calculator.
Okay.
And sorry, this to be clear, this is L. L is the height. The height is here. The slant height is the one off to the left.
All right. $1,005.3
What are the units of area this time?
feet squared.
Perfect. So the surface area adds to the lateral area. It's the lateral area, which is 1005.3 plus the area of the base, which is a circle. So it's going to be pi 10 squared.
Okay. $1,319.5.
Fantastic. All right, we're really close to what I said. I think we got 1 or 2 more problems. You're doing great. Just a little more effort here. It's going to be a big deal to get this done. So this is a right cylinder. Right cylinder. I guess you don't know this. A cylinder. They have these things called slanted cylinders. I don't know if you've seen that before, but that's a non-right cylinder on the left there. Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry, on the right.
does lighting, like where you're projecting light at an angle, and does that count as something?
So light, believe it or not, light actually bends around things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's for another course. we're gonna get rid of this. But yeah, it's a really interesting topic. You might talk to Paul about that sometime. Right cylinder has a circumference of 9 pi. So the formula for circumference is 2 pi r. Okay, so you divide both sides by pi. You get 9 equals 2r, divide by 2, divide by 2. So the radius is 4.5.
Okay.
What is the height? The height is twice the radius, so that makes it
9. Sorry.
9. Okay. All right. So now we can do the questions they asked for. The lateral area of a cylinder is 2 pi r h. So that's 2 pi 4.5 times 9. It doesn't say in terms of h, so you give me the rounded to 1 decimal place answer.
Okay. $254.5.
Perfect. Actually, that's enough there to answer the question. So well done. Next one here. This is truly our last question here. So it says identify the lateral area and surface area of a regular square pyramid. So here's your square pyramid. Okay, and then each of the triangles, so the pyramid has base edge 5 and 5. Each of the triangles, this is a triangle representing the triangle over here. It's got a height, a slant height of 9, like that.
Okay.
So the lateral area is the number of triangles, which is 4. There's 4 here.
Yes.
Okay. Times the area of each triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. So give me the lateral area, please.
$90.
90 what? What are the units here?
I can't see. Oh, inches squared.
Yes. All right. Well, that does it for
Wait, doesn't
this.
it need the surface area?
It does, but we don't actually need to calculate it for what we're trying to do. So really well done, Christopher. Really appreciate you scheduling. Thanks so much. I'll send you the notes in the screen recording here shortly, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.